What's up, everybody? Johnny English here with a sort of, I guess, a little look at some of the footage I've been getting with the X-H2s from Fujifilm. I find it kind of weird that since the release or since the initial drop of all the pre-production units, you had a ton of people, even people that didn't have very many subscribers, somehow ended up with pre-production copies, while other people like John Branch 4, Paltatech, I still don't think Paltatech's had a chance to get his hands on one. But it's weird how since then, since all these pre-production quote unquote previews or reviews, however you want to look at it, you haven't seen anything. Like, except for a couple, like John Branch 4 finally get his hands on a post production or a production model, I guess you could call it. And he's put up a couple videos and he seems to be liking it. And there's a couple other people. There's one guy who does wildlife photography, and there's another guy I think that's doing, a video here and there. But you would think that there would be more motorsports. I shoot motorsports primarily. Since I got the gig at Amarillo Dragway, so I'm the track photographer there. And I don't know. I don't understand it. This camera, I think, is ideal for motorsports and, well, all sports, to be quite honest. And nobody, it's like there's just nobody out there putting out videos, and I don't understand why, because it's a great camera. But anyway, and again, I'm not a wildlife guy. I'm not a birds in flight guy. But I was bored today, or yesterday actually, and all the races got canceled. Everything in town got canceled because of rain. So I just figured I'd go down to the park and try to capture some birds or ducks or geese or whatever was flying around or waddling around, swimming. And just to kind of get an idea of if the bird eye autofocus, the bird subject detection, whatever, how good it is. But again, I'm not a wildlife guy. So I'm trying out different settings. There's different focus modes. There's all these different things that you can do with the X-H2s. And with Fujifilm in general, it's the same with all the Fujifilm cameras. They all have basically the same, all the newer cameras have the same focus modes. But I figured I'd give it a shot. And, these are easy here because they're just kind of lounging around out in the grass. But it did lock onto the eyes. You can see the eyes very, very sharp. And I was using the 50 to 140 2.8. I'm kind of surprised. It's actually a pretty old lens. I think that lens is about 6 or 7 years old now. And I'm surprised, even though it's got 3 linear motors, so it is one of the faster focusing lenses for Fujifilm. I believe the 90f2, I also have that one, has 4 linear motors, and it's like super fast. It's one of the, if not the fastest focusing lens that Fuji has. But this is still one of the faster focusing lenses. But it's an old lens, and it's heavy, and it's kind of outdated, but it still works. And it's a really, really awesome lens. Again, it locked right onto the eyes, no problem. Let me go back to the beginning here. So I was just kind of walking around as well. I was just kind of lounging, just walking around the park. I didn't really sit. I didn't stand in one place very long, but I just wanted to get, just to kind of get the depth of field type, shooting past these ducks to get this guy here. And it locked onto his eye. Every time he would move his head around and his eye was showing, it did lock on. And let's see, this guy's just digging for gold. Still lock onto the bird. And then this one here, it was locking onto the head. So you had the big square, but look at the detail in the feathers. I mean, it's an awesome lens. That 50 to 140 is really, really a beautiful lens. Again, we're in Lightroom, by the way, if you can't tell. I'm sure most of you already know that. But if I didn't get the eyes locked on, I was getting the boxes. But again, these are slow moving birds. They're just kind of hanging out, not really doing anything. This one, it would jump focus. Like I was trying to get this guy here, but it would back focus or focus on the background birds. And then, but when it did lock on, it was very, very accurate. And for the most part, it did lock on, but it would jump focus every once in a while. So those of you that think this camera is perfect, it's not perfect. And the autofocus isn't perfect, but it does work very well. Again, locked onto the eye, no problem there. Um, again there. So let's jump over here. I thought this was kind of a cool photo. Look how clear the eye is. You know, got those two in the background, all blurred out. Uh, it was locked onto him. Yep, locked onto him too. So let me try to find. These guys are just kind of strutting along. Yeah, it sort of got it. His head was turning, so um, yeah. See, I lost focus there, and I don't know why. It was locked on. The green box was there, but it just didn't lock. For some reason, it wasn't sharp. Now that one's sharp. I think I was running 30 frames a second in electronic shutter, but I wasn't holding the button down, and that one's kind of soft. So sometimes it's not perfect. That one, yeah, sort of. I guess it's kind of sharp. It's hard to tell because the way their heads are black and their eyes are black. And I believe that one's kind of soft as well. I think it was getting the body more than it was getting the head. So it would jump focus every once in a while. It's weird. But again, it's not perfect. And of course, bird in the tree, missed that one. Got that one, nailed that one. And this was just a short sequence. And got that one. I think this was about a 5-shot sequence. Got that one. And missed that one because he turned away. So 3 out of 5 shots. An experienced bird photographer is most likely gonna do a hell of a lot better than I do. But yeah, I missed that, and well, missed both of them. And then this guy nailed him, got that eye. I'm just kind of skipping around. Um, yeah, I missed him. And then here he's kind of in the bushes. I pretty much nailed him. The problem, I was at 3/20th of a second though. That was my issue for some of these. Some of these is because my shutter speed was too slow, and I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. Um, but yeah, sort of, it was jumping around. It was jumping around in these leaves. The focus was, it was thinking it was an eye. So it's not perfect. It's still got some, not as bad as the X-T4 was, but it's still got some issues. That one's soft. That one I think I hit the beak. So I mean, this is just a sequence again with the beak, and it was just jumping around beak. So and then what I would do is if I could catch one of these birds, whatever they are, I don't know what kind of birds these are, but I would try to catch one of these in flight. And when I would see it out of the corner of my eye, I'd hurry up and try to, grab it and, lock on and start just firing off rounds. And of course, I missed these. He's soft. It was locked on, but he was soft because my shutter speed was too slow. So a lot of this is motion blur, soft. I don't think I got this guy at all. It did try to lock on. See, it was trying to stay locked on past the leaves. So the beak is not sharp, but it was locked on. But because I was at too slow of a shutter speed, it wasn't sharp. Right there too. See, same thing. Motion blur because I wasn't at a high enough shutter speed. So it was locked on and it was staying locked on past the bushes or past the weeds. So it's working for the most part. It works just fine. It's just I'm not experienced and I don't know. I didn't know, what shutter speed to be at. And I was trying to stay at 160 ISO. I was trying to stay at base ISO. See, it was locked on. I was just shutter speed. And I'll show you what I mean. See all the motion in the wings too. But yeah, there's a long sequence of misses, a lot of misses. This guy's just hanging out, but look at the eye. It locked right onto the eye. Well, he's got his beak slammed into the water. There's a long sequence of that too, and him strutting around in the water. I think he got him. That might be a little bit soft. And that one I think got the eyes. So it was hitting the eyes. So it was working. It's working. Maybe not as great as an A1 or a Z9 or something, but it is pretty close. And if it didn't hit the eye, it hit the back of the head. So Let me show you, see if I can get to the, yeah, see, here's another sequence of bird in flight failure. This was just I didn't get locked on at all. I think that one might have locked on, but I was, again, shutter speed is too slow. He's even got something in his mouth. It would have been a great photo, but I missed because I suck. Look at the details of the feathers. That was locked on hard. Lens is a brilliant lens, 50 to 140. I definitely suggest it. I don't know what the hell I was. Oh, yeah, maybe I was hitting the ducks. Yeah, I was hitting the ducks. I completely missed the bird. Yeah, I was shooting the ducks. So it locked onto the ducks. All the ducks, you know. And let's see, did I move my shutter speed up yet? Nope, not yet. So again, here we go. Same thing, just too slow of a shutter speed. It was locked on. It just way too much motion blur. See that? It's like it was trying. It had a hold of the eye. It just didn't. Shutter speed was too low because I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm doing with birds. So yeah, would have been great shots, you know. But of course, I screwed it up. Too slow of a shutter speed. So it's working. The eye autofocus is working for sure. And again, here's another sequence. It almost, because he was sort of moving away from me, and wasn't as erratic as the other ones. It did really, try to lock hard on that eye. But, again, motion blur because I suck. So it's locked it on. You can see that it's locking on. And I'm going to show you here in a minute. I bumped my shutter speed up and did way better. And now here's the thing. There's the bird right there. It got confused with all these ducks, geese, whatever. It was confused. So it didn't know what to lock onto. And it didn't lock onto anything. It was just erratic behavior. There's the bird right there. So it did get confused around all of these. It was hunting for all kinds of stuff. Eyes, buttholes, whatever it was trying whatever it was trying to lock onto. Yeah, so again, it works. You just got to have your shutter speed at the correct. Now I'm going to here's where pay no attention to the butt crack guy. Try not to look at that. I know it's going to be tough. But see that? I'm at 12/50th of shutter speed right now. Look how much better I did. Now the whole bird is in focus. So, and actually, I think I nailed this through the whole sequence. Yep, that one's good. That one was locked onto the eyes. Look at the wings. No motion blur at all. So the problem with the other shots was the shutter speed, or a lot of it was a shutter speed. Again, pay no attention to butt crack guy. But yeah, look at that. Just fine. It almost looks like he's trying to attack the duck. But he wasn't. But yeah, he's in focus. So the AF works, the subject works, the birds and all that crap. These were pretty fast birds. They were moving around pretty quick. I had to be really on my toes to catch them, and it's like as soon as I would turn to start shooting, they would land. They were really fast. But this is proof that I'm an inexperienced wildlife guy. I don't shoot birds or anything like that, and it does lock on, and it does work, and it works well because if I can get a shot like this, and I don't know crap about wildlife photography, then those out there that are doing this on a daily basis or a weekly basis, or this is all they do, you guys are going to be fantastic at it. So, the X-H2s works just perfectly fine in birds in flight. Look at that. Because I have no experience whatsoever. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I got some birds, locked onto his eye. So, there you have it. I mean, it works. I don't even know what the hell that was. It was just, I think I was looking for something and I didn't find it. Or wait, is there a bird there? Oh, yeah, there is. I missed him. Because, again, I suck at bird photography. Sort of. Almost got him. There he is. So I kind of got him. Sort of. I wasn't fast enough. I didn't lock on good enough. But that's sort of locked on. but again, his back is to me. That was, man, that's so close. So close. But I really don't want to do, I don't want to really get into this because I already have enough to do. But it's sort of locked on. I mean, again, I'm inexperienced. So think of somebody who's actually does this and is really good at it anyway, and they pick up this camera, they're going to have a wonderful time. I think they're going to have a fantastic time shooting birds in flight. Yeah, I missed that completely. So, I don't think I got a chance at any more. Well, there's one. Yeah, look at that. Locked onto the eye. Solid photo. And this is a guy who knows nothing about wildlife photography. You missed that one. That's slightly out. That one, I think he was locked on pretty well. It's just the way the wings and everything are reflections. It sort of, this wing is soft. I think I got the eye though. I was seeing the box. I'll just put it to you that way. I was seeing the box. That one I missed. That was a miss. That was a miss too, sort of. I think he got a little part of it, not much. Oh, he covered his butt crack. Good. And again, sort of, I guess. That one's in. I think that one's in focus. So, X-H2s, y'all. Put it in the hands of somebody who knows what they're doing, and you should have no problem with birds. You should have a really good time. And I think I was at 1,000 ISO here. I think I was only at 20 frames a second. I think I backed it down. I was at 30, and I think I backed it down to 20. But yeah, I just started missing. I was just losing control of it. But again, I suck at it. But those of you out there that can do this, can capture birds in flight, you're really good. There's a duck scratching, but it was locking on. It was locking on to everything pretty easily. Again, solid on the eye there. The other guy, solid on the eye. Details in the feathers. Awesome camera. I love this camera. I really do. I'm going to put up a video too of some of the track stuff that I've, my first weekend at the track, which was last weekend. And I don't know. I think I was trying to get one of these. I was trying to get one of these birds because they would ruffle their feathers, stand up and ruffle their feathers. I was trying to catch it. And I missed every time because they would do it. And then another duck would do it down the way and I'd miss him. Then I'd miss I got him with his mouth open, solid on the eye. Just, it's great for this stuff. It's great for wildlife photography. So if you're having any, if you're thinking that it might not be for you, I think it is for you. I'm just kind of going through. I haven't even looked at all these pictures yet. And I was just goofing around. I was just walking around. I wasn't sitting down. I wasn't perched anywhere. I was just hanging out, Oh, I got him. And that was from the back. It was locking on to the back. So the whole subject, I think I missed that. It's hard to tell. I got that one. So, I mean, even way off in the distance, because I was out at 134 millimeters. So that means he was way out there. And it was locking on. It had the green box around him and everything. So, yeah, that one locked on too. That one missed. So if you guys, I don't think I have any more birds. This guy was taking a bath. He's splashing water everywhere. Look at the water just splashing everywhere. He's just having a good old time. Little fella taking a bath. And this guy was playing around in the tree. I don't know what the hell he was doing. He was jumping like I would catch him. Well, maybe that's not the sequence. I haven't adjusted any of these photos, by the way. So, and these are all shot in RAW. I think this, no, Yeah, this is the one where he's just jumping back and forth, and I lost him. And I sort of locked on. But that's pretty much it for this video. So birds in flight, ducks, geese, wildlife, whatever, any kind of birds, it works really well, is especially in the hands of somebody who knows what they're doing. I do not know what I'm doing when it comes to birds, wildlife, birds in flight, as you can see. And I did get some shots. I nailed some of the shots. I think I nailed that one, sort of. That wing is. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to have more videos coming on the X-H2s, hopefully some POV videos, hopefully some videos from the track. Try to do some recordings from the track. And that's about it. So stay tuned. We'll have more videos. X-H2s by Fujifilm. Awesome camera. And I sold my A7R3. I'm still holding on to my A9 just in case. but I did sell my A7R3. Don't know if I'm going to go 100% Fuji, but I'm going to keep this camera. I've got some good lenses, and it's working really, really well at the track. And I'll show you. I'll do another video and show some of the pictures from the track. As far as subject tracking on cars, automobiles, it's working really, really well. I've got some really cool shots, and we'll cover that then, though. So thanks for watching, listening, and subscribe if you would like. However you want to do it. I don't make any money off this, so it doesn't matter. But again, if you're thinking about the X-H2s, if you can get your hands on it, I suggest getting it, especially if you're an experienced wildlife photographer. This thing is going to be a beast for you.